Hello, welcome back to another exciting video. In today's video, I want to have a conversation with a Ghanaian living in Germany. You know, I'm in Germany. Yeah, I left UK some time ago, some weeks ago, and I'm in Germany right now. So I'm here with Mr. Ohinijan. He's going to introduce himself and tell us where he's from, why is he in Germany, and how life has been so far for him. And so I'll leave the talking to him. Mr. Nijan, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Albert.
Uh,
Thank you, and welcome to Germany. Welcome to Berlin. We are happy to have you. Yeah.
Thank you very much for hosting me. You've been teaching me this phrase in Germany in German language that I'm finding very difficult to say. Is it Guten Morgen? Did I say it right?
Yes, you got it right this time.
Guten
Guten
Morgen.
Morgen.
So good morning,
Guten
wherever.
Morgen an alle und willkommen zu Alberts YouTube Channel. Schön, dass du da bist und ja, herzlich willkommen.
Wow, I don't want to understand. I don't want to know. Okay, so Mr. Jan, you're Ghanaian living in Germany, living in Berlin.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a bit about your background? Where did life start for you from?
Um, where life really started, as a baby, you only know what you've been told. So I was born in Shidiem. Most people don't know where it is. It's somewhere, a small village in the Brongahafo region. And then we moved to Tema in '93. So most of my formative years and my experiences were in Tema. That's where I had my basic education. There was this basic school, Shields Experimental, which you cannot find anymore because for some reason it doesn't exist. And then I had my basic and my junior high both in Shields Experimental. And then from there, I went to Labone Senior High, the only secondary school in an estate. You can argue in the comment section, but it's the only secondary school in an estate. And in Laboni, I studied general science without the biology option, with the geography option, and then from there moved to KNUST, and from KNUST roamed in Ghana like every young person looking for opportunities, and then by the grace of God, I found my way here.
Right. So, what did you study at K University?
At KNUST, I studied a bachelor's in physics. Yeah, it was difficult. It wasn't easy. But then after the bachelor's, I did my national service with the Ghana Health Service. So I was supposed to work with one of the X-ray departments in Mamobi Hospital. But then when I got there, the 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 department didn't have the equipment to run the X-rays. So then I ended up with their pharmacy department. So someone without any pharmacy training or background, now filling out NHIS forms and claim forms and dispensing medication. So yeah, it was a nice experience, and it's an experience that brought me to the conclusion that there is no profession that cannot be taught. Once the person is willing to learn and you give them the opportunity, they are going to be able to handle it no matter how technical we say it is. So everything can be taught.
Interesting. At what point in your life did you decide to move to Germany, and why did you make Germany an option?
Well, I the it's hard to say because I never had, like, it was not in my plans to come to Germany, and I really didn't think and prepare to come to Germany because, like, if I did, I would have learned the German way back in Ghana, prepared myself, understood the system. But then it was out of frustration because after school, I had been trying to find a job for a while, and you know, leave your CV at the front desk, send me your CV, and then because because of CVs, people that we were close to, people that were father figures to us, people that were mentors, we sort of couldn't keep up with those relationships anymore, because once you send a CV and you're unable to help, or you follow up on the CV and they start ignoring or ghosting you because they think that is the reason why you are reaching out, then it sort of severs these kind of relationships. And I decided one day, look, I've got to do something else, because after the service, I did a master's in telecommunications engineering in then Ghana Technology University College. And then afterwards, it was even harder, because my thinking around it was, probably I do a master's so that I do not have a big gap in my professional aspirations. So then after the master's, it even got worse, because then they use the excuse as it's hard to employ you, we
You're
cannot
too
pay you,
qualified.
you're too qualified, overqualified. I don't even know what that means. But anyway, because of that, it even became more difficult. So I was just checking my options online one day, and I saw this program, engineering management. So I spoke to my supervisor at the time, and I asked him, like, because in the time that I did my telecommunications engineering, I had the best thesis submission. So I had the option and opportunity from the university to go to Denmark to do a PhD in telecommunications engineering. But then there was a caveat. The caveat was that afterwards I had to come back to Ghana and lecture for a while.
Don't tell me you rejected that option.
Yeah, I did reject that option. I really didn't. It okay. Well, I rejected the option based off the advice from my supervisor, because my supervisor was like, "Look, you do not have any professional experience. Like, you've not been in the job market, and also for me, my passion was never to teach. So it was only going to be something that I'm going to do because the opportunity is there, not because I had a passion for." So then I ended up taking the engineering management program, which was also a master's. It was a 1 year master's program in Berlin. And then from July, I did the application. In September, I was in Berlin.
Wow, interesting. Wow. See, sometimes we make our frustrations lead us into things we don't want to do.
Exactly.
And so if someone had the former opportunity you had, the person would be like, okay, you know what? I'm frustrated in the Ghanaian system. So PhD, let me just go do it. But maybe if you had waited 6 months, you had waited 3 months, you would have discovered what you want to do
Exactly.
and what your passion is towards. And
Yeah.
so, I mean, that was smart. In September, you entered Berlin, Germany. Your early days, how was your experience?
It was interesting. It was interesting. There was, well, not so much cultural shocks, because I had overcome those. I had the opportunity to be in Europe a few times, so
Okay.
there were a few things that I was familiar with.
Okay. So even before coming to Germany, you've been in Europe
Yes, yes,
a couple of times.
yeah.
Okay.
My dad was in Switzerland for a while,
Oh, okay.
in Geneva. So we had the opportunity. I had opportunity to visit him during
Okay.
the summer holidays.
Okay. So you understood a bit of
So
the European
yes,
system.
so
Okay.
I understood a bit of the European system. So the environment wasn't new, but the language was.
Wow.
And I remember having to buy my first ticket, because at the time I it was so new to me that I didn't know the options that I had, that I could buy it online. So I had when I boarded the bus, I had to learn the phrases like Udi Baba, Midine Baba,
Chiompo.
Chew and Pour. So I went online, searched, I want to buy a ticket for the whole day. And then got the translation, played the audio, listened to it, and then tried to get it exactly how it was. And the interesting thing was, once I got into the bus and I said, ich möchte eine Fahrkarte for the Ganze tag, that was all that I had learned. And the driver asked for about the zones, and because I only learned what I wanted to say, I wasn't ready for any question,
In the
any
conversation.
conversation. So it was quite
That
interesting.
was just a monologue,
It
bro.
was just a monologue. Yeah, and that has been in my experience most of the interaction that I had in the early days, because there were a lot of encounters where people, you ask first, please, do you speak English, and the answer is no. So then I had to learn a lot of monologues. So when I go anywhere, I lead with my problem. So I learn everything that I need to say concerning my problem, and I come. So your responses do not mean anything to me because I can't understand your response. And then when they see that the conversation is going nowhere, then you have someone who is willing to support in English. So
Wow.
that was the experience. But don't, if you have the opportunity to learn the language before coming to Germany, I advise that it should be your top priority, because no matter the industry you work in, even if English is your main language of communication, once you live in Germany, you will need it for other things. You will need it for, with, you buy something from the shop, you want to return it. You are sick, you need to go to the hospital. Like, you need to communicate with your landlord. There are a lot of things that you might not think about, because, like, oh, I got a job, they said the language is English, but then outside the job there is life outside the job, and if you do not learn a bit of German, then it's hard to survive.
So far, so good. I mean, you've gone through the early days of the abroad system, the German system. I want to ask, how is life so far?
um
7 years into the game.
7 years into the game, I would say we've made progress. There are a few people that I met in my early days who saw my living situation, and then they see my living situation now, and they say, yeah, you've made a lot of progress. Like, we are proud of you. Like, this is a testament. You've encouraged us, because, like, it's not easy, and it's not like everyone that you meet here in Germany who wasn't born here and had to migrate to this place has an exceptional story. Like, everybody has a story that when they tell you about, you go like, hey, wow, this is amazing that you've been able to go through this. So it's progress. I would attribute everything to being consistent, and being like pushing, not settling. Looking at the system, because, like, you know there is this narrative that the system pushes you to do certain things that you do not want to do. But when you position yourself properly, it's like the system is working for you. Like, you don't need to do much. The system automatically just just works for you. So that's what I would say. Yeah.
There's one young Ghanaian guy watching you from Shidium, watching you from Laboni, KNUST, JTUC, and has been inspired by your journey into Germany and how far you've come. And then wants to make a move to Germany, probably for school, to I mean, to have a different side of life. What is that advice you give to that young guy?
Um, like, when we were speaking, you made a profound statement that I didn't let the frustration push me to do something that I really didn't want to. And one thing that I've come to realize in my short time on earth is that frustration, joy, like all our emotions, they are the things that push us to make certain decisions that in the end we may regret or we may appreciate. And usually do not make big decisions based off negative extreme emotions, negative emotions and happy emotions, you know. So what I would tell a young person who is planning to come to Germany, a young person from Shidium, like there are a lot of people who only know like the past 10 years of my life. And there are a lot of people who know the past 20 years of my life. And these two set of people, they have a different appreciation of the person that I've become. Because those from 20 years ago understand the hustle. Those from 10 years ago see that, oh, you've had it easy for all this while, you know. So I would say keep pushing, do your best, stay consistent. There there is this notion in Ghana that if you do not attend one of the best secondary schools in Ghana, you'll probably not amount to anything. But I went to Laboni, and I have, although I haven't gotten to where I envisage myself to be, I have put Ghana and Laboni, Shidi, I've put them on the map in one way or the other, because like I've worked with a telecommunications company here in Germany where we were doing telecom solutions for Amazon, whole Amazon for the whole of Europe. So because of that, I've had opportunity to be in almost every Amazon facility in Europe. I've been to Spain, I've been to Poland, I've been to Italy, I've been to France, just because I was able to to work there. From this telecommunications company, I've worked at Tesla, you know, and you know there is always this notion like, oh, when you tell someone you work at Tesla, their first impression is, oh, you were on the factory floor. But yes, being on the factory floor is amazing. Like I'm not there is no malice intended. Like there's nothing wrong with it, absolutely nothing. But then to also have somebody that you identify with to be in a position that you can say, oh, that is my Ghanaian brother. You know, he's Ghanaian, I know him. It was a nice experience, you know, to be there, to be a part of the people who built the building that stands today in Brandenburg, that I can say I saw. It's one of my first babies. You know, I saw it from the very early stages. I was there when the first thousand we built our first 1,000 cars. When I was leaving Tesla, we were doing 8,000 cars a week. So being a part of something so amazing, and being able to transition from there into another company, and showing that not every one of us has to end up in a certain in a certain profession, in a certain corner, that we have people also who are doing well for themselves, who are rising into good positions, who can also support the others incoming to also push and understand the system, and then navigate their way around as well. So that is what I would say about that.
I mean, I want to say a very big thank you to you. I mean, it's been few hours in your house, and I think I've learned a lot. All this while, when I go to people, I meet people, I make sure I learn something from them. And thank you for hosting me in your beautiful home.
Thank you.
Yeah, God richly bless you.
Thank
All
you,
right, thank you.
Albert.